Hi, Peej here.
And today on Peej's Passion, I am going to be talking about cutting cords. The way I would explain energetic cords is when we come in contact with certain people, after we leave, we may think about them or they may have an effect on us. They always pop in our mind. We'll wake up in the morning and we'll be thinking about that person. Sometimes energetic cords are good. Sometimes they're not so good. In my opinion, we don't want our energy attached to anyone. When I first learned how to cut cords years and years ago, someone said, you need to cut cords with your child. My first reaction was, no way am I cutting cords to my child. I love my child. I don't want my child to be energetically disconnected or feel that I don't love him. Or I said, no way. And then they said, oh, no. This is just cutting energetic cords. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't make that person not like you. It doesn't make them not want to come around you. It's just keeping your energy to yourself and not connected outside of your body. So a lot of times when we have connections to people or things, we may worry about them, and so we're energetically connected. An analogy I always give when I'm working with my clients is, if we come in contact with a lady on the bus that's crying her eyes out, and we go over to her and we say, are you okay? Do you need anything? And she says, oh, my son got in a car accident. I'm trying to get myself to Kaiser. And then we say, oh, Kaiser, you take the next stop, you cross the street, it's the blue building across the street, and we help her. Well, we may go to work that day, we may go home, cook dinner, go to sleep. Maybe the next day we are on our way back to work on the bus and that little old lady pops in our head. That's what I call an energetic cord. Or 5 days later, you see a little boy and then it pops in your mind, that lady, that's just an example, got hit by a car. A lot of times in my experience, I work with clients and they may have a relationship that they broke up and they can't seem to get that person out of their mind. They're thinking about their ex. Everything reminds them of their ex. And so it's really important to cut cords with that ex so that your energy stays in your own aura, your own body. And so I'm going to walk you through how to cut cords. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to be sitting comfortably in a space where you can close your eyes, because I really need you to visualize. And so if you can just go ahead and take a deep breath. And another deep breath. While you're sitting or standing, I want you to imagine yourself being rooted from your feet into Mother Earth and into the ground. And I want you to see these roots growing outward and downward, digging and dispersing deep, so that your intent and stance is strong and nothing can move you. I want you to imagine you are a tree. And your tree, if you have a 1-year-old tree, the tree will be very small. If you are a 30-year-old tree, your trunk is going to be really big. And I want you to imagine how big that root will be into the ground. And I want you to just imagine you're very rooted into Mother Earth. And once you feel rooted, I want you to begin to see the light from Mother Earth shine and flow into your roots, into your toes, into your feet, and imagine you're pulling that white healing energy up into your legs and into the rest of your entire body, up your legs, into your core. And as it comes up, it's illuminating. It's almost like once you get that streamer pulled up through your head, it's almost like you're a light bulb. If you look at a light bulb, you see that white streamer of light going through the bulb. That's what I want you to imagine. Your beam goes all the way up into the sky, into the heavens. And I want you to imagine it has this flow of energy that flows down. So it goes from the bottom of your feet, from Mother Earth up, all the way through your body, all the way up to the heavens, and then it comes back down and it meets in perfect harmony with your body. As the light begins to swirl and travel through your body, it is healing. As this healing is taking place, start to imagine some of the swirling light forming an oval-shaped bubble of protection and light around your entire body, your aura. That's the field that surrounds you. Now that you have your protective membrane of light shielding you from outside energies, I want you to focus on projecting the image of the person, place, or thing that you wish to disconnect or cut the energy cords from. And I want you to place them in front of you, slightly to the left. And once you're able to visualize that person, place, or thing, I want you to then imagine the light cords of energy that attach you to them. Some cords may be thin or slightly thicker, and in many different colors depending on what type of attachment it is. And so I want you to imagine those cords are coming in right above the hips and just below the rib cage. And as you envision these light cords, grab a hold of these cords one by one and begin to pull them out of the attached location. Imagine yourself cutting these cords with a pair of scissors, if that helps you. So sometimes I imagine Archangel Michael is helping me to sever those cords that attach into me. And sometimes those cords that go into our heart are really tiny, and so we need to imagine picking those little tiny slivers and pulling them out. I want you to imagine that they're retracting or snapping back as if it was elastic, back and returning to the person, incident, or thing. And so I want you to do that right now. And when I pull them out, it's almost like I feel a release in my heart. I've been doing this a long time over the years, and it really is a powerful exercise. Sometimes we have to do it multiple times in a day, and we may need to do it over and over and over and over, but after a couple days or a week or two, we'll start noticing that that person or that incident or that situation is not popping in our head quite as frequent. Another thing that I want to mention while you're still cutting the cords. So I want you to go back in and just check and see if there's any more cords that need to be pulled. And if there is, go ahead and pull them out and then cut them. And we're releasing them back into the universe and disattaching from any energy that connects us to any incident, memories, people that are connecting us to their energy. And it's not something that people do intentionally. We just do it. We don't realize how we do it or when we do it. It's just something we do. And so for better spiritual health, it's really important to be in our own energy and not be connected outside of ourselves. It's just better for less distraction and less. A lot of times when we feel down, we're really feeling other people's energy, and we'll think about their situation, and it will really connect us energetically in their situation. So it's really important to kind of cleanse, disconnect, and release that energy and those cords that connect us to them. And so I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath. And I want you to sit there just for a second and just really feel that warm Mother Earth traveling through you and up into the heavens above, Father, the divine source in that spiritual world. And I want you to just take another deep breath. Now, one thing that I want to mention is once we start cutting cords, especially with people we want to disconnect from, they will start noticing energetically that you're pulling back. I don't know how that works, but it really works, and it's really powerful. So a lot of times in my experience with clients and myself, if I start cutting cords from someone that I feel is taking up my space, my energy, and my thoughts, I'll start cutting cords, and they'll start calling more. They'll start coming around because they feel that energetic connection is being cut. Maybe they don't feel as much of a connection or a vibration coming from you. And so that is just something that I want to caution you that does happen. And when it does happen, then you know that you're cutting the cords is actually really working and taking effect. And so that's when I caution you to cut the cords more and use your caller ID. If somebody's calling you, you may not want to answer the phone as often. I never suggest cutting people off, but sometimes it's really important to pull back from certain people that are putting a drain on our energy or connecting cords to us and energetically taking up space in our mind, body, or soul. And it's just about being more healthy spiritually. And that's what my heart's desire is, to teach people how to really listen to their body and be more spiritually healthy. So with that being said, I want to say thank you for listening, and I look forward to talking with you in the future. I'm sending love and light. Thank you. Ciao.